He didn't ask for the flames, they came for him anyway. Life struck the match, people added the fuel, and the world waited to watch him fall. He'd wrapped around him, bit his skin, took pieces of his hope and tried to melt what little he had left, but he didn't scream. He didn't beg, he just stood there letting the fire learn. It picked the wrong man. The fire tried to burn him, but that was the moment he opened his eyes. The fire tried to burn him, but it became his light. What was meant to end him helped him rise and ignite from the ashes of the fight. The fire tried to burn him, but it became his light. Something most men never understand. The world can scorch your skin, but it can't reach your core unless you let it. As he walked out of the flames, the fear fell off him, the doubt melted away, the pain became knowledge, a kind only survivors earn. He didn't just escape the fire, he carried it with him, not as a wound, as a weapon, as wisdom. Now everywhere he steps, shadows pull back, darkness recognizes him. Even the night knows he's been somewhere hotter. The fire tried to burn him, but it became his light, turned his weakness into strength, turned the wrongs into right. He walks with a glow the brave can't hide. The fire tried to burn, but it became his light. Others start them, but he became one. Not wild, not chaotic, controlled, focused, bright enough to guide him forward, dangerous enough to keep enemies away. The fire didn't kill him, it crowned him. The fire tried to burn him, but it became his light. Now he shines through the dark, walks fearless at night. Every scar a candle, every loss a spark bright. The fire tried to burn him, but it became his light.
He wasn't born with power in his hands. Life taught him how to take a stand. Every lost cause lessons unrehearsed. He learned to lead by losing everything first. People left when nights got cold, he stayed strong, he stayed bold. The world hit him where it hurt the worst. He learned to lead by losing everything first. He learned to lead by losing everything first. Turn heartbreak into something rehearsed. Pain became purpose, hunger became thirst. Yeah, he learned to lead by losing everything first. He didn't rise by walking easy streets. He earned his truth through broken beats. Every scar a chapter, well-versed. He learned to lead by losing everything first. Now men follow the calm he brings, strength built from a lifetime of swings. His silence speaks louder than he ever conversed. He learned to lead by losing everything first. He learned to lead by losing everything first. For others quit, he reversed. He turned his wounds into a universe. Yeah, he learned to lead by losing everything first. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You don't find leadership in life, you find it in surviving night. He became strong in every outburst. Leadership found him because he lost everything first. He learned to lead by losing everything first. Turned every failure into rebirth. Now he walks a path the brave traverse. Yeah, he learned to lead by losing everything first. By losing everything first.
He didn't beg for space to stand. Didn't shout or raise a hand. He let his actions do the work. He earned respect without saying a word. He learned young that real men move in silence, not in empty proof. His presence hit before it stirred. He earned respect without saying a word. He earned respect without saying a word. Quiet power they all observe. No loud threats, no lines rehearsed. Yeah, he earned respect without saying a word.
He walks calm where others shake, and been through storms most men can't take. Pain built the strength they overheard. He earned respect without saying a word.
Men who talk loud fade too fast, but his kind always seem to last. His silence feels like something learned. He earned respect without saying a word. He earned respect without saying a word. He didn't rise by causing noise. He rose because he made a choice to carry power undisturbed, to earn respect without a word. He earned respect without saying a word. Strongest man they ever heard. His silence hit like something stirred. Yeah, he earned respect without saying a word.
I walk slow, not because I'm tired, but because I remember the days when life chased me, cornered me, and beat me down faster than I could breathe. There were years when the weight of my mistakes dragged me deeper than darkness. Years when the world would have sworn I wouldn't make it to another sunrise. But every morning, even when I felt like a ghost, I got up anyway, with fear, with bruises, with nothing but the will to try again. I outlived storms that were designed to bury me. I walk like a man who outlived his past, a calm so real the world steps back. Every scar a truth built to last. I walk like a man who outlived his past. There are things I don't explain, nights that still shake me, faces I still see in silence, mistakes that still burn when I'm alone. But I don't run from those ghosts anymore. I let them follow me, let them watch as I walk forward, step by step, inch by inch. Peace wasn't given to me, I earned it by crawling through hell and refusing to die in it. People see my strength now, but they don't see what built it. I walk like a man who outlived his past, move with a calm the shadows cast. All that fear I had, it didn't last. I walk like a man who outlived his past. I'm violent, I'm respected because I survived what should have destroyed me. Quietly, I carry truths most men never learn, lessons paid with wounds no doctor could heal. My past didn't follow me, I outlived it, and now it bows to me. I walk like a man who outlived his past. past no longer haunted, no longer trapped. I paid the price, now peace hits fast. Yeah, I walk like a man who outlived his past. They try to break him with a quiet blow, a hit so deep nobody would know. But pain became the fire within. He survived what was meant to silence him. They threw shadows, hoping he would fade. Closed every door they thought he'd need. But storms only sharpened every limb. He survived what was meant to silence him. He survived what was meant to silence him. Turned whispered threats into discipline. Where most men drown, he learned to swim. Yeah, he survived what was meant to silence him. He walks calm now like nothing's wrong, but inside he carries battles long. They thought the darkness looked too grim. He survived what was meant to silence him. Every scar is proof he stayed. Oh, every breath a debt repaid. He built strength from the cold and dim. He survived what was meant to silence him. Stand tall on shattered stone. He forged a power strong and grim. From everything meant to silence him. He survived what was meant to silence him. What was meant to silence him. and smile. Thought he'd break like a shaken child, but pain taught lessons he came to know. They tried to bury him, he learned to grow. He crawled through nights that stole his breath, danced with shadows, argued death. Every loss turned into hope. They tried to bury him, he learned to grow. They tried to bury him, he learned to grow. Rose from darkness, they'll never know. Turned cold earth into a seed he sowed. Yeah, they tried to bury him, he learned to grow. He learned to grow. He didn't rise soft, he rose like steel. Forged from wounds he refused to feel. The world swung hard, but he swung slow. They tried to bury him, he learned to grow. Now light bends around his stride. Storm step back when he arrives. From every bruise his power shows. They try to bury him, he learned to grow. They try to bury him, he learned to grow. Build his strength from every low. From broken soul his roots took hold. Yeah, they try to bury him, he learned to grow. What kills most men became his fire, turned his past into empire. Even the dirt respected his glow. He learned to grow from below. They tried to bury him, he learned to grow. Now he stands where they won't go. He rose from places meant to choke. Yeah, they tried to bury him, he learned to grow. He learned to grow. He learned to grow. He learned to grow. He didn't grow strong by winning, he grew strong by falling. Hard, silent, alone. There was a moment in his life when everything he cared about slipped through his hands. People he trusted left, plans he believed in collapsed. His own reflection looked like a stranger he couldn't help. He thought he was finished, he thought he was done. But instead of running from the pieces, he sat with them and watched himself break. days he barely stood, some nights he didn't rise at all. But every tear sharpened him, every failure carved him, every scar taught him what not to repeat. He began to understand that strength isn't loud, it's earned slowly in the quiet moments when no one comes to save you. He rose not because he felt ready, but because he refused to stay broken. He learned strength from watching himself break, turned his ruins into something awake. Pain became fire he couldn't shake. He learned strength from watching himself break. Now he walks with the kind of calm that only comes from knowing you've already faced the worst version of yourself and survived it. He's not fearless, he just knows fear has nothing left to threaten him with. What tried to destroy him only taught him what he's made of. He learned strength from watching himself break, from every mistake he couldn't unmake. Now he stands taller with each step he takes. He learned strength from watching himself break.
He wasn't the strongest man in the room. He wasn't the loudest, wasn't the fastest, wasn't the one built like steel. Most days he didn't feel strong at all. He felt tired, tired of losing, tired of failing, tired of carrying burdens that didn't care about his pain. Life kept hitting him before he could even get his balance. Pressure stacked on him like fate wanted him on his knees, but he didn't break. Not because he had strength, but because he had determination, the kind that burns slow but never goes out. He didn't have strength, he had determination. Held on through storms without hesitation. Rose from the dirt through sheer dedication. He didn't have strength, he had determination. He fought battles no one ever saw, battles in his mind, battles in his heart, battles with the man he used to be. Some nights he sat alone on the edge of quitting, hands shaking, eyes heavy, breath unstable, and something inside whispered, this is where most men stop. But he didn't, he stood up on the days he least wanted to. And those days, those were the ones that built him. Strength didn't save him, determination did. He didn't have strength. through the doubt, the noise, the condemnation. Broke every wall through quiet motivation. He didn't have strength, he had determination. He realized something powerful. Strength can fail, motivation can fade, fear can return, but determination, real determination, is the one thing the world can't take from a man. He chose to keep going, even when everything inside him begged for rest, and that choice made him unstoppable. He didn't have strength, he had determination, built from setbacks and transformation. Now he walks with quiet domination. He didn't have strength, he had determination.
He stood in front of the mirror before the world woke up, tying his hands, silence in the room, weight on his shoulders that most men couldn't carry. He didn't need armor, he needed discipline. So he straightened his collar, tightened the knot, and breathed slow, the way a man does when he's about to face what everybody else runs from. They fear the day he prepared for it. He adjusted his tie and faced what others feared. Walked through storms while the weak disappeared. Calm in his eyes, no doubt interfered. He adjusted his tie and faced what others feared. He didn't come from comfort, didn't grow up with safety, didn't inherit strength. He learned it, one bruise at a time, one setback at a time, one lonely night after another. But every morning he got up anyway, grabbed the same tie he wore through pain, through loss, through nights that would have broken softer man. That tie wasn't fashion, it was proof that he kept showing up. He adjusted his tie and faced what others feared. Moved like a man whose purpose was clear. The louder the doubt, the less he steered. He adjusted his tie and faced what others feared. The cigar, the stillness, the slow exhale of smoke, none of it was for show. It was ritual control, a reminder that he was built for pressure. Whiskey in his glass, fire in his chest, calm in his walk. He wasn't pretending to be strong, he was strong. He just didn't need anyone to notice it. He adjusted his tie and faced what others feared. Walked through the dark while the path cleared. Strength in his silence, enemies disappeared. He adjusted his tie and faced what others feared. don't rush his words, don't fill the air. The kind of calm that makes men stare. He's got that weight, that silent creep. When he talks, the noise can cease. The wise lean in, the loud go weak, 'cause the room only listens when he speaks. The room only listens when he speaks. His tone cuts quiet, smooth and sleek. No crown, no fame to seek. Yeah, the room only listens when he speaks. He's seen the world try to impress, but real ones don't need to flex. His words hit slow, his glance is deep. Truth rise to sound, his silence keep. She don't preach, she don't critique, but the room only listens when he speaks. The room only listens when he speaks. Every word lands strong, unique. He don't shout, he don't compete. Still the room only listens when he speaks. He's a calm before the sound, the reason men turn around. No noise, no tricks, no leak, it's just power when he speaks. The room only listens when he speaks. Every silence feels antique. He don't talk much, but his mystique makes the room lean in when he speaks.
There was a back room nobody visited anymore. A single chair, a cracked table, and dust settling like old memories. That's where he sat, cigar lit, eyes steady, watching the smoke twist, like the paths his life took to bring him here. People thought he vanished, thought he collapsed under pressure, thought he finally became what they always whispered he was, a failure. But they didn't know this silence wasn't defeat, it was strategy. Behind the smoke, he planned his comeback, quiet and patient while the world turned his back. No noise, no fear, no looking at what he lacked. Behind the smoke, he planned his comeback. He opened an old notebook, pages stained with regret, corners folded from nights he didn't then think he'd survive. He didn't hide from the truth, he studied it Every scar became a chapter, every mistake a blueprint, every loss a lesson about who he needed to stop being and who he was meant to become. He wasn't healing fast, but he was healing right. He wasn't trying to impress the world, he was trying to rebuild himself from the inside out. That's what makes a real comeback dangerous. Behind the smoke, he planned his comeback. Let the old version of him fade to black. Strength in his silence kept him on track. Behind the smoke, he planned his comeback. He straightened his jacket, tightened his tie, and leaned forward like a man signing a contract with his future. The room didn't applaud, rooms don't applaud men like him. But the air changed, the smoke shifted, and he felt something return that he hadn't felt in years. Control. He didn't need revenge, he didn't need validation. He just needed one thing, to rise smarter than he fell. Behind the smoke, he planned his comeback. Turned every failure into a skill he lacked. Now he walks forward, never looking back. Behind the smoke, he planned his comeback. He sat on the edge of the night, streetlight carving shadows across his suit, cigar glowing slow between his fingers. The world thought he was done, finished, forgotten, a name fading out like old smoke. But they didn't see what he carried in that calm stare of his. They couldn't read the promise burning behind those eyes. The promise that he wasn't staying down, not this time, not ever again. A cigar in his hand and a promise in his eyes. He rose from the place where most hope dies. Calm on the surface, the truth in disguise. A cigar in his hand and a promise in his eyes. Every exhale carried memories, the ones that hurt, the ones that taught, the ones that made him harder than the nights he survived. He wasn't angry, he wasn't broken, he was focused. The smoke around him wasn't for show, it was the last trace of the version of him that life tried to crush. He let the past drift off with the rise of the smoke and kept only the lessons that sharpened him. A cigar in his hand and a promise in his eyes, strength in his breath, the truth never lies. He faced every demon he used to despise. A cigar in his hand and a promise in his eyes. He adjusted his coat, tightened his gloves of discipline and stood slow, like a man taking back every second the world stole. No speeches, no warnings, just that silent vow in his gaze, the vow that he'd rise, not to prove them wrong, but to prove himself right. His comeback didn't start loud, it started right here, in the smoke, in the stillness, in the promise he made, only to himself. A cigar in his hand and a promise in his eyes, walking forward where broken men lie. He became the man his past couldn't compromise. A cigar in his hand and a promise in his eyes. I grew up thinking the world had a lane for everyone, a place to walk, a path to follow, a road that would take me somewhere better. But every time I tried, the road bent the wrong way. Doors shut, guides vanished. People promised direction only to disappear right when I needed them most. I watched others move ahead, smooth, unbothered, guided, but me, I stood at dead ends more times than I could count. Where every road failed, I learned the truth. Roads don't define destiny, I do. Where every road failed, I made my own path. Cut through the silence, rose from aftermath. Didn't wait for luck, didn't follow the map. Where every road failed, I made my own path. One night I stopped waiting, stopped hoping someone would lead me, stopped believing life had a plan for me. Instead I started cutting through the thick, pushing branches aside, dragging my fears through the mud, bleeding on the stones, but walking anyway. I built momentum from places meant to stop me, found roots nobody thought existed, walked toward a future I wasn't invited to. I quit following the world and forced the world to follow me. Where roads failed me, I became one. Where every road failed, I made my own path. For every setback, I built something to last. The world tried to block me, I moved right past. Where every road failed, I made my own path. I made my own path. I made my own path. Made my own path. People ask me now how I keep moving without fear, without hesitation. They don't know I once stood in the dark at crossroads with no signs, no
future. I'm not behind anyone, I'm not chasing anyone. I walk forward because the ground itself moves aside for me now. Where every road failed, I made my own path. From broken beginnings to victories vast, I walk with purpose, nothing can smash. Where every road failed, I made my own path. My own path.
Every scar's a story, every night's a test. I don't pray for peace, I just pray for rest. Life don't hand out crowns, you fight your way to what you're meant to be. Still in my veins, smoking my breath. I dance with struggle, flirt with death. The streets don't love, they just decide who's built to stand, who runs to hide. Don't pray for easy, pray for fire. Pray for fire in the coldest night. Don't beg for light when you can burn. The hardest roads are where you learn. Don't pray for easy, pray for pain. That's how kings are made through rain. Every loss, every scar you see, that's the call of destiny. They said slow down, you've done enough. But survival don't care if it's tough. I lost friends chasing peace, but I found strength that don't decrease. Pressure made the crown fit right. Now I shine quiet in the night. The world's still cold, I still adapt. Success don't whisper, it's trapped. Don't pray for easy, pray for fire. Pray for fire in the coldest night. Don't beg for light when you can burn. The hardest roads are where you learn. Don't pray for easy, pray for pain. That's how kings are made through rain. Every loss, every scar you see, there's a cost of destiny. They don't know what silence hides. They don't feel the pain inside. Every bruise is a battle won. Every wound means I'm not done. Final need grace, I face my fears and I face my fate. The storm don't scare me, I came from one. I don't run, I overcome. Don't pray for easy, I made my lane. Turned every tear into champagne. When it's said and done, they'll see I never broke, God built me. of city dreams, making moves in the in-betweens. They rest, I plan, they talk, I do. The difference, I follow through. No clock, no break, no sign, just hunger wired in my mind. They call it luck, I call it grind. Success was built, not a sign. Hustle don't sleep, it just evolves. Problems hit, but I resolve every night. I plant my seed, cause I'm built from one. Now I need hustle don't sleep, it breathes in me. No dreams too far, no wound too deep. I don't talk, I let time speak, cause hustle don't sleep. No, don't sleep. I used to pray for better days, now I make on my own way. No pillow dreams, no easy start, just long nights and a loyal heart. People fade when it gets tough, but I made peace with rough. While they rest, I move unseen, turning pain into gasoline. Hustle don't sleep, it just evolves. Problems hit, but I resolve every night. I plant my seed, cause I'm built from one. Now I need hustle don't sleep, it breathes in me. No dreams too far, no wound too deep. I don't talk, I let time speak, cause hustle don't sleep. Say not yet, my story ain't finished, my goals ain't met. Success ain't rest, it's repetition. I'm up cause I'm built from ambition. Hustle don't sleep, I pay my dues, earn my scars, got nothing to lose. Every loss made me complete, cause even tired I don't retreat. Hustle don't sleep, it's who I am, gentleman mind, born from the sand. No matter the storm, no matter the heat, hustle lives, it don't sleep, it don't sleep. I didn't rise in the spotlight, I rose in silence. In the hours nobody watched, nobody cared, nobody believed in me. People talk loud about my failures, my setbacks, my pace. They judge me from distance, laugh from comfort, criticize from safety. And while they talk, I work quietly, relentlessly, alone. The world made noise, I made progress. I rose quietly while the world watched loudly. Didn't ask for applause, didn't need crowds around me. Every step I took made the noise turn cloudy. I rose quietly while the world watched loudly. When no one believed in me, I believed in discipline, in showing up and grinding when motivation
myself together from nights that hurt too much, from days that felt too long, from wounds that didn't heal fast. I wasn't rushing, I wasn't chasing, I was building. When I finally stood tall, I didn't make a sound, but somehow everyone heard it. I rose quietly while the world watched loudly. Now their doubts fade, nothing surrounds me. The noise once heavy now feels so cloudy. I rose quietly while the world watched loudly. Flex, I carry a calm you can't fake, the kind built from surviving storms with no witnesses. People wonder how I did it, how I changed, how I grew. Simple, I rose while they talked, I worked while they doubted, I mastered myself while they tried to define me. Quietly while the world watched loudly. From shadows to strength, nothing could ground me. I walked like a man